Just to continue where we just were, about your determination to pursue this as a matter having to do with the president lying under oath. The polls at the time showed that the country didn't want to impeach Clinton. Did your fellow Republicans, privately, any of them, or even the leaders, try to talk you out of moving forward?
No, on the contrary. There were people who came up and said, does your party believe in anything? Does it stand for anything? If it does, then you should impeach the president. If we don't, if we're all the same, we're all taking care of each other, looking the other way, then let it go. We felt that we owed that much to people to uphold the rule of law. And when the president himself fixes a case, which is what he tried to do with Paula Jones, you know, he was his license was suspended. I mean, that's serious for a lawyer to have happen. But for the president to lie under oath is very serious. And so I felt, believe me, nobody knows more than I how unpopular this was. I'm driving down this King Street going home one night, and a woman is yelling at me, and I rolled my window down and she said, "I hope God strikes you dead." You know, that was one of the nicer things. I was leaving the Hyatt house one Sunday morning and I heard this huge hissing. It sounded like a giant tire was losing its air. I turned around, the whole lobby was hissing me. It was a UAW convention and somebody recognized. I waved back and smiled. But
how did you feel about that?
Well, one doesn't feel comfortable, but I got my share of appreciation as well.
The decision was made, very controversial in the eyes of the public, to release all of Ken Starr's evidence, some of it very graphic about Mr. Clinton's relationship with Monica Lewinsky, unread, unreviewed by anyone. How did that happen?
Under the law, the special counsel, the independent counsel, shipped over to us some 50, as I recall, cartons of evidence, transcripts, pictures, letters, all sorts of things. The question was how much of that should be revealed to the public because of the fabled public's right to know, which the press is always reminding us of. And so we discussed that. Two prominent Democrats, John Dingell and Dick Gebhardt, insisted that we reveal it all because they were fearful we would hold back exculpatory material that would favor Clinton and release selectively only things that would disfavor Clinton. So to guard against that possibility, they said, release it all. Well, that's what we finally did. John Conyers was part of that decision-making, and so we did. And we were sharply criticized for doing that, as a lot of this material shouldn't have gone out.
It's been said often that it was really Mr. DeLay who kept the resolve together to pursue the impeachment of President Clinton, and that he was the one, more than anyone, who prevented even a vote on an alternative such as a censure motion, which would have punished him but not caused him to be tried and tried to remove him from office. Is that true, and what role did he play?
It's true. The censure vote was not permitted, although I permitted it in the committee. DeLay never said a word to me during the entire impeachment process. He never told me or suggested or asked me to do something or not to do something. He stayed away from me, as did Gingrich. I was the sole decider of where to go and how to get there. I'd like to blame somebody else, but I can't.
But it sounds as though you still feel that it was an absolutely defensible course of action. Do you regret it, or do you feel proud of it, or is it just simply what it was?
It had to be dealt with. It had to be confronted. I'm proud that I did my duty. As chairman of the Judiciary Committee, I was in the same position Peter Rodino had been in when Nixon was under fire. I'm proud of the job I did. I tried to be fair. I gave everybody a chance to say what they had to say. I did not want to be accused of running a kangaroo court. You know, it's funny, when the Philadelphia Convention, those of us who were managers of the impeachment were treated like we were in the witness protection program. I mean, nobody officially wanted to come near us. But as I walked through the streets of Philadelphia, people would spontaneously applaud. I got quite a bit of that, which was rewarding, made you feel good.
How do you feel that you were treated by the Senate and your own party in the Senate?
Not well. As I say, they wanted us to get out of town. They didn't want to be bothered with this. And there were a couple of senators who were helpful to us, but for the most part, we were rather brusquely treated, and it was a shame.
But how did you react to that?
I didn't greet it with any joy or pleasure, but I didn't expect a great deal from that great body, and I wasn't disappointed in that regard.
It was a partisan effort in the end on both sides. The parties decided at a certain juncture in the investigation to go in very different directions. What do you think are the consequences for the future of that development, which I know you didn't want it to play out that way, but it did? And what do you think the consequences for the future are because of the fact that it was partisan on both sides?
Well, I think a similar situation depends on the personalities involved. Another person as chairman of the Judiciary Committee might have decided that this is something that we shouldn't get into. Another person would feel the other extreme. I think it depends on the personalities involved and the general political situation in the country. So it's pretty hard to predict.
What do you think about Mr. Clinton today? Looking back at him, what do you think about him? Do you have an opinion of him?
Well, I think he's doing exactly what he should do. He's going around the world speaking, getting the accolades that a former president gets, and I think he's leading a useful life. He's not spending every minute on the golf course. I have no quarrel. I think he's been a pretty good ex-president.